Well then, didn't expect, but you didn't expect to see a video like this. So, first of all, why the cap? My hair looks terrible and I can't be arsed fixing it. So, hello there everyone and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be doing a video discussing why, or saying why, I am excited for Doctor Who The Collection Season 8. I've done a little display in the background, just because I thought it would fit the video. So, Season 8 is out 4 weeks from tomorrow, so just less than, basically tomorrow, 28 days to go. And it's very exciting because also I've got dry skin, so you know my hands. But it's very exciting because Season 8 is another Pertwee season, and I don't think we expected to get another Pertwee season quite this soon, but also I don't think we expected it to be Season 8. If anything, the next Pertwee season I was expecting was Season 11, but it's not. And another thing as well, I don't think people were expecting to get another Pertwee and McCoy season before getting another Davison season. Like, season 20 doesn't look like it's going to be coming out for a while. But we're getting another Pertwee season and McCoy season before another Davison one. It's really cool. So, obviously, season 8 is significant for a few reasons. I'm sure you have all heard this about many times before, but every Doctor Who fan says it. It's obviously the debut of Katie Manning as Jo Grant, the debut of the Master, played by Roger Delgado, and obviously the debut of Richard Franklin. Well, the debut of Captain Mike Yates, also played by Richard Franklin. And I wanted to mention Richard there because loads of people when they talk about season 8 and debuts, they always say Katie and Roger, but a lot of people don't say Richard, which I find quite a shame. I know they're much more popular characters, but you should still mention Richard. He's part of the unit family. So recently I picked up the new Doctor Who magazine, and I was having a look at it. I had a little read at no, I didn't read the disc contents, but I read like the I think it's called the breakdown of it or something. But basically this section, I was having a read through, and they've really went all out for this. Basically, what I think they've done. Apparently, season 8 was meant to be out in November, but obviously COVID put that on hold. I think during lockdown they've pretty much just gone for season 8, and they're just like, you know what, we're doing nothing else. Let's just do this season. That's going to be, it's the hardest one to remaster out of all the classic seasons, they've said, and we're getting it this early on in the range. I'm just trying to fix this. But it's amazing that we're getting season 8 this quickly. Like, they've really went all out for this. So, basically they've I think they've put more colorization onto the Mind of Evil and the Daemons. Don't quote me on that, but they look a lot better in the trailer. For Terror of the Autons, they're giving it a CSO cleanup, which is great because Terror of the Autons hasn't dated too well, and we're getting a CGI troll doll. Now, what I think is really cool about this, there's also a comparison there. The guy who's doing these effects is the same person who done the Mara effects, the snake in Kinder. So I have every trust in him to do this because my problem is with some of the CGI effects, they can look good, but my problem with them is they look too CGI, they look too out of place. The Planet of the Daleks ones is a great example of this. I was gutted I didn't like them because Planet is one of my favourite stories ever. It's my favourite Pertwee story, but I couldn't enjoy it. I couldn't enjoy the updated effects because they looked too CGI. That was my issue. If they looked more real, I would have preferred them over the original, but I don't. So, I have every trust in him to do it. I hope he does fucking more because his updated effects. The Mara is probably the greatest. If you want to talk about single great updated effects, the Mara is the best one. In terms of updated effects overall, my favourite is probably Logopolis. But for this season, only 3 episodes exist in their original master tapes now. The rest, it's a lot of they had to do a lot of processing for when they were doing DVDs. So Terror of the Autons was obviously a VHS color copy put onto the black and white print and also sharpened up a bit. It looks good, but the location stuff in particular looks kind of fuzzy. Then for Mind of Evil, part one, there was no chroma dot color recovery for that, so they had to hand paint all of that, and it's amazing that they did. They also had to look at reference material and say to the actors what colour what that might have been, even though it's mostly set in the prison, but they would have had to ask and obviously just look they had to put all the research into it. Then parts 2 to 6 were chroma dot colour recovery, but it wasn't the best. A lot of it looks kind of washed out, and the black it does flicker to black and white sometimes. Claws of Axos, 2 episodes are in the original format. 2 were NTSC converted back to PAL. If you don't know what that is, NTSC is the US frame rate, PAL is the UK frame rate. So basically the US runs at a different frame rate from us. So obviously when they sent the tapes over to the US, they obviously had to put it through the process, so it'd be the same frame rate. But obviously the UK copies don't exist anymore, the US ones did. So they obviously had to, put it back to the correct frame rate. I don't know the entire little nitty gritty bits of it, but I know the basics of what NTSC is and PAL, and of converting it and that. And then for Calling Space, all of that was NTSC converted back to PAL, and a lot of it looks quite fuzzy on the DVD. I remember when I watched it with Martha, I'm thinking, God, this looks so fuzzy. I was really enjoying the story, but I thought this looks way too fuzzy. And the same, not the same one, the Daemons was a colour, the same process as Terror of the Autons, but I believe part 4 exists in its original format. One of the parts anyway. So it was the same with that. But they've basically said here, Colleen Space will look closer to the original studio look than any other Pertwee story, which is quite amazing. Basically, they've used a successful but precarious method of scanning the film, recording negatives in high definition, because I think they found 16mm film copies of it or something. There was something found a couple of years ago of Colleen Space. They've undistorted the geometry, applied vidfire to restore the studio look where appropriate, and overlaying the colour from the existing rather ragged tapes. So they've really put their all into this to make sure Colleen Space looks amazing. And because it's a 16mm copy, the location stuff in that is going to look fucking amazing. Because when they have 16mm or 35mm stuff, the location stuff usually looks the best. Hence why Spearhead obviously looks fucking phenomenal on Blu-ray. Is because there was a strike, so they had to do it all on film. And for that being 60mm, they found the copies, spruced up to HD. The truest HD that there's Power of the Daleks, the surviving clips from part 6. But in terms of a full existing story, Spearhead is always going to be the best looking one. As for the other ones, they've they just went back and just obviously remastered them, given them the best possible. And they have said they're not perfect, but for a 50-year-old TV program, it's not going to be perfect, obviously. There's still going to be little bits that looked about, when they might re-release these all again one day in another format or do AI upscaling, this is the best they're ever going to look. And I'm so happy that they've really gave it their all for this. Not only that, it's been 10 months. Well, actually, when it got announced in November, it had been 10 months since the last announcement, 6 months since season 14 came out, which is obviously that's quite a while for a collection box set. Sorry, my voice was going, but obviously because of COVID struck. And then by the time this comes out, hopefully on March 8th, again basically a month tomorrow, because it'll be the 8th of February. Even though it was meant to be out in 2 weeks from tomorrow, but never mind. Would have been great if it was out in 2 weeks from tomorrow, but there you go. Even I've only just pre-ordered it. I finally pre-ordered it the other week, because I looked on, I looked on Amazon, Zavi, Zoom, HMV, and Zavi and Amazon were sold out, so I was like, oh shit, better order it now then. HMV and Zoom still had stock, although I'm not ordering from Zoom because I don't trust them. I've had very bad experiences with them in the past. I make that sound like it's a big deal. Well, it was the Power Special Edition, which I thought, you know what, order from them this time, see if they're any quicker. They're not. It was 2 days late. So, yeah. So I'm not ordering from them ever again. And it's Power Special Edition, so I was kind of annoyed I had to wait 2 days. But yeah, I thought HMV was the best bet. Anyway, I've gone on a tangent there. But by the time this comes out, it will be over 10 months since the last one came out, because season 14 came out on May the 5th, I believe. So it has been a long time. We're overdue one, and it's just very exciting because it's a 70s season. It's from the golden age of the show, the age that, the period that everyone loves. That it just, and it's one of the most popular seasons from the 70s. I think it's one of the most popular seasons of all time. I don't really keep up to date of polls and that, but you will see season 8 quite highly, and season 8 is a fantastic season. Terror of the Autons is brilliant. Some of the CSO's a bit dodgy, but apart from that, it's fucking brilliant. Mind of Evil, apart from the Master's Plan, it's brilliant. Claws of Axos is such an underrated little gem in my opinion. I love it. I think it's such a genius, well thought out story, and it will always be Bob Baker and Dave Martin's best. Colony in Space is also not a favourite. Personally, I really like it. It's the weakest of the season, but I really enjoy it for what it is, and I think this is just a really cool little story. And The Daemons is a classic. What more can I say? The Daemons is a bulk. The Daemons is The Daemons. The Daemons is fantastic. It's a brilliant story. But again, it's nice to have. It's great that we're getting our 70 season this quickly, but also because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of fed up of the 80 seasons now. But I know why we're getting them. It's just because they're easier to remaster, and I understand that. But it was just great having this announced, and because rumors for season 8 came out of nowhere, and I think everyone was kind of doubting it just because it's really hard to remaster it, so we wouldn't think we'd be getting it that quickly. Nope, season 8. I think the reason why they've done it is because it's popular, and also I don't think anyone really wants season 20. But anyway, yeah. And then the special features was a lovely lot. There's going to be a lovely lot on this. I'm saying that really weirdly. Update effects for Terror of the Autons, the CSO cleanup. Really looking forward to that. 5.1 surround sound mix on Terror of the Autons and the Daemons, the two bookending stories. Cannot wait for that. I love a good 5.1 surround sound mix. The Daemons Omnibus Edition. Again, I cannot wait for. It just. Sorry, I'm tired, so my brain's going a bit, but because I'm going to go to bed after I film this because I'm shattered. No, the Daemons movie edition. I didn't really like the Green Death one, so I don't know I don't know, but I'll see what I think in that. But it's cool that we're getting a movie edition. Actually, that reminds me, I wasn't even aware there was a movie edition until the season 8 trailer was announced, but until the season 8 box set was announced, but they have discovered it from an off-air VHS recording, which is amazing. Like, the reason why it now exists again is because of an off-air VHS recording, so that's just really cool in my opinion. So they've obviously had to up it a bit and probably put a bit of colour into it, but it now exists, which is brilliant. We're getting an extended version of the Claws of Axos Part 1. I assume it's going to be deleted scenes or maybe stuff from the studio recording, because Claws of Axos has the earliest surviving full studio recording, which I'm probably going to watch all. Well, I'll watch all of it, and it's going to be great to see it in HD. And as for the other ones, we have the tribute for Terrance Dicks, which is very fitting because obviously he sadly passed away in late 2019. So to do this for season 8, Really happy with that. Really, really, really happy with that. I cannot wait for it. We have the direct route where the directors are they're traveling 700 miles to go to the 5 locations of season 8. Again, that's why I really hope we get more of that because that would be amazing. We're also getting Devil's Weekend, which is obviously Katie Manning and John Levine going back to Alburn and obviously just going around the place. And I think Katie tweeted this on Twitter. There's a lot of really gorgeous and amazing shots in that. And from that shot that we see in the trailer of them, like the high shot of them on top of the church, looks gorgeous. But I really cannot wait for Devil's Weekend because it's going to be such a fitting sort of tribute to the Damons because it was all their favorite. Everyone who worked, Roger, Richard, John, Katie, and John Pertwee. It was their favorite one they ever done. So it's just gonna be great to see Katie and John go around in Alburn, and I'm very excited for it. And oh yeah, Behind the Sofa. How could I forget Behind the Sofa? Yeah, new episodes with Sarah Sutton and Janet Fielding. Janet Fielding's back to take the piss. She's back to take the piss out of the CSO and Terribly Autons and the Dragon and the Mind of Evil and the Axon bulges. The guys who are in the suits because obviously they're this sounds really weird. Obviously, like the main Axon, he has quite a bulge, but he was in a skin tight suit. So, but she'll take the piss out of Axon bulges. She'll just take the piss out of the entirety of Colony in Space, and she'll take the piss out of Bok. So, bless her. But so happy she's back. She's gonna take the piss, which will be amazing. And we've also got Katie Manning and Stuart Bevan, which is really nice. Stuart Bevan's first time on Behind the Sofa, and Sacha Dhawan, and I cannot pronounce her name. Angie Mohandri. I'm trying to find her name, but I cannot find it. No, I cannot see it. But you know who I'm on about. Was it Rani she played in Surgeon Adventures? Well, it's her. I didn't know that Sash and her were together. But they're on it as well. It's really nice to see Sacha Dhawan is going to be watching Roger Delgado's debut. Like, the first master and the current master. Really nice. And there's obviously plenty of bonus features from, well, all the bonus features, it looks like, from the old DVDs. And is there anything else? There's a direct route bonus scene. I wasn't aware of that. Also, yeah, Colony in Space has 2 discs, which is quite amazing. New special. Let's just get new special features. There's a new Blue Peter episode. BBC trailers and continuities, and all the lovely stuff you expect on these sets. And the photo galleries are obviously going to be remastered in proper HD, which will be. That's one thing. I mean, photo galleries is something that I've gone to really appreciate more. It's something that I've really appreciated more as I've gotten older. Sorry, I'm tired. But it's going to be amazing to see these photos in HD. It will be just spectacular. Yeah, really cannot wait. And the thing that I am most looking forward to is Katie Manning in Conversation. We've seen clips of it from the season 10 box set on if you don't know, on Doctor Who and the Third Man documentary. There are clips of Katie Manning and Matthew Sweet. So that's clearly been taken from her in Conversation interview. And this was when I watched that, my guess was, yeah, it's going to be on season 8, and I was correct. Although it makes sense because it's her debut season. Yeah, a 1 hour fucking interview of Katie Manning, sign me up. I cannot wait to see just basically her whole life story. I mean, I know quite a bit about her life, but this will be pretty much kind of everything you need to know about her. So I cannot wait. I'm so excited. That's the fight I'm most looking forward to out of all the new special features. Um, and yeah, also something as well. I realised I only realised this tonight. When I got season 10, I watched all of the content. Basically, Three Doctors, watched Three Doctors, and I watched all the special features. Carnival Monsters, I watched that, and then the special features. But it's only hit me tonight. Oh yeah, I'm going to be doing that with season 8 because the thing is with these Blu-ray collections, I like to watch them sort of the stuff randomly. But with the Pertwee ones, I will be when a new one comes out. I will watch everything in order. The only thing though this time, I'm not going to be doing the episodes mainly because we're currently in the 50th anniversary of season 8, and I've been obviously we had the anniversary of part 2 of the Mind of Evil yesterday. I'm trying to keep up. I'm on Terror of the Autons part 4. Like I'm trying to watch one episode per week, but I can fall behind. So I've got to watch Terror of the Autons part 4 and Mind of Evil parts 1 and 2. Obviously, when the season 8 Blu-ray comes out, I'll be just switching to the Blu-ray to watch one episode per week. We'll be in the anniversary of Claws of Axos when the Blu-ray comes out, which is very fitting because it's my favourite story of the season. So, but I'm not going to watch all of Terror of the Autons again just because I have kind of watched it only recently. I've not even finished, I've not watched part 4 yet for its anniversary, but, I won't be doing that this time. But at one point in the future, I will rewatch all 25 episodes, is it, on here. But in terms of the Autons, I'm going to watch with the updated effects and cleaned up CSO at one point with my mate Dan. We're looking very forward to it. And I will put on the 5.1 surround sound mix because I love a good 5.1 surround sound mix. And yeah, that's all I've really got to say, to be honest. Just 8 more new discs of content, and there's some stuff about Devil's Weekend in here as well, which I'll need to read. But also, can we just mention how gorgeous that cover is? It's amazing. That's all I've really got to say. To be honest, I'm just excited. I really cannot wait for season 8. Like, the fact we're getting another Pertwee season this soon, but also we're getting season 24. Who would have thought we'd be getting season 24? Personally, I don't mind season 24. It's not amazing, but I can enjoy it. But yeah, season 8, I'm so excited for it. And also, in the trailer, I know it's not, but some of it looks like 4K level of upscale. I don't know why. Maybe they've just remastered it really well, but yeah, I cannot wait for season 8. And obviously it's very fitting because it's the 50th anniversary of Roger Delgado, Katie Manning, and Richard Franklin, of their characters. The 50th anniversary of their characters, Joe Grant, the Master, and Captain Mick Yates. So yeah, so that's why I'm excited for season 8. I just thought I'd do a little video because we are 4 weeks away from it coming out. Just hopefully it doesn't get pushed back. That's another thing I want to address. Now, I think people are worrying that pre-orders are going to get cancelled again. Now, I can see it happening for some, but not as major as season 14 because obviously the pandemic last year season, it was great to release a Philip Hinchcliffe season during a pandemic. Obviously it wasn't, I'm being sarcastic there. But obviously the BBC didn't know what was going to happen and it was the next one ready to be released on their schedule. But basically my point is, I don't think there should be the problem with that this time because either they'll make a much higher quantity or they'll make sure less pre-orders get cancelled, if that makes sense. I've ordered mine from HMV because I think that's the best bet. Normally seems to be with these sets. But if pre-orders do start getting cancelled again, I think they'll re-release it. If it's going to be the problem now in this pandemic, they'll just re-release it. So if your pre-order gets cancelled, don't worry, you'll still get a set because either they'll re-release it or something else. But just wanted to address that. I'm slightly worried about it, but I don't think it should be a major issue this time. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. So, yeah, roll fucking on for season 8. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.